All right, so we are live for this one. We're going to go ahead and we have to share it in the event page. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So hop on and let us know that you're on here. If you have any questions for the ladies or anything that you are particularly wanting to know for us to talk about, let us know. We had some really great questions before. So I'm super excited to answer them for you guys and for them too as well. So, okay. I see some people hopping on right now. Okay. Awesome. I see that Danny shared it. Okay. Perfect. All right, guys, sorry for the delay. Like I said, we're not able to stream in the event, so we have to share the event. But we are going to go ahead and talk about how these ladies were able to hit the first promotion, the first rank in the company. Everyone did it in their own respective amount of time. And we really kind of want to highlight that this is definitely something that you can do at your own pace. And everybody works it into their day a little bit differently. And when you do that, you're able again to kind of go at your own pace, at your own time, and build it according to whatever and however it fits into your lifestyle. So I want to go ahead and kind of jump right in, and I want to kind of chat a little bit with Victoria about, how she got her first promotion and what she did to make it happen. Everyone's lives are so different. Some people are moms, they work full time, they go to school, lots of things that demand their attention throughout the day. And it's really beneficial to also know, what kind of goes into the day-to-day activities that really build your business. And so go ahead, Victoria. I kind of want you to talk about, also what made you want to jump on board, what some of your doubts were about reaching the first promotion, kind of what you did to overcome those and what you did to make it happen.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so when I first started, I had no intention on promoting at all whatsoever. But I honestly thought it was, it wouldn't work or whatever. But one of my best friends done it, so I went ahead and I trusted her and I jumped on and joined the promotion side. So when I did, it didn't take long to hit my bonus, my first VIP 800. And actually, during hitting the bonus, I was recovering from a surgery. So it's very doable. It's not super hard. So I got all my parents, my mom, my dad, my family to, jump on board and try it with me. And they did. And it's super doable and it's beneficial. So beneficial.
Yeah, when you started, you watched, how long did you watch your friend thrive before you finally reached out to them and gave it a good, solid go?
I watched her thrive for a couple months, a good while. And like I said, I honestly thought, she's just trying to share this. It's not going to work, but I wanted to go ahead and try it. I did. She talked me into trying it, and I'll never look back.
What do you feel like was one of the biggest pieces of advice that really helped you get to this level, and also a big piece of advice you would give somebody who's striving to get to that point?
Don't give up. That was my thing, because like I said, I was in the middle of recovering from a surgery when I decided I was going to go ahead and do it. And Autumn and Carly never let me give up, never. And so my big piece of advice is, if you want it, go for it.
Exactly. No, I think that's so powerful and so very true. I think we sometimes can be our own obstacles and get in our own way because we get in our head about some stuff, and a lot of those doubts kind of creep in and we start kind of wondering if this is really for us, and we start thinking of all those things that we can't do or that we don't know.
Right.
And those can often be barriers to success. But I think as soon as you kind of throw those out the window, and I don't necessarily want to say throw caution to the wind, but kind of in a way, you're just kind of like, well, instead of thinking of all the things of like, what if this doesn't work? Let's start thinking about what if it did. And you kind of start operating in that mind frame. So next, I want to kind of talk to Lizzie because you just jumped right in. You watched a bunch of people thrive for a while and actually had a business of your own that was going really well. And what finally made you want to jump on board and kind of what you did with it in the short amount of time that it took you to do this?
Um, so yeah, I watched a bunch of people on my Facebook thrive for a while, and everybody was just so happy and feeling good. And I was like, okay, I want that. So I got my shipment in, and I told Carly, I want to promote this, but I just don't think there's any way that I can, because I felt like everybody had already heard of it, or everybody has already done it, or they're already thriving under somebody else. And she was like, girl, no. She said, whenever you walk into Walmart, if you don't see a patch on everybody, she said, the market's not saturated yet. So I just jumped in. I mean, I don't know. I'm just myself on Facebook. I mean, y'all see me in a moo sometimes dancing and, just being funny. And I think a lot of people can relate to me because of the stuff that I post on Facebook. And I think, they're like, she's real, like she's feeling good. She's got all this energy. I want to know what's up with this product.
Exactly. I think that that's another big thing too is, when what we kind of call thriving out loud, you're, sharing what it's doing in your life and people are able to see it. There's just something that's really noticeable about that. There's something that other people look at and they're like, something different about this person, especially if they've watched you for a long time and they can actually see the difference in you and they know that this is just not like you. This is not your normal,
Yeah.
What do you feel like was one of the biggest things that helped you get your 4K? Because you got it in less than a month. So you did your first promotion pretty darn fast.
Yeah, I know. And I wasn't expecting it to be that fast at all. But um really consistency. I know consistency is over time, but just consistency, just be yourself.
Yep.
Um, you know, I mean, just talk about it, be about it. So, like, my thing is, I can thrive all day, every day. I can talk about it. I can say what I'm doing. I can say I'm losing weight. But if you're not an actual product of your product, nobody is going to want to try it.
Yep.
And so when people see your results and they see you're happy, they see you have energy, they see that you're losing weight, they're going to want it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, no, I think that's so true. So I mean, I think that again, you hit it really fast. I think there's some people who, they take their time, again, because they're working it into their life differently. I know for me, it didn't take me long to hit it, but you can also get stuck. You can get stuck in kind of the mindset of, well, this is good enough. Like this is all I can do. This is
yep.
And you kind of don't see what's possible. And we'll kind of learn that in the next stream as well. When the next stream, we're going to be talking about 12K, which is also the auto bonus rank and the rank where we start going on giveaways and things like that. And I think that, it can be easy to get stuck, at this first promotion and think, oh, that's good, but I still think too, it's a real game changer, when you have that validation for your business. So Amber, can you kind of talk to us a little bit about some of the obstacles that you overcame to reach this rank and maybe some of the things that you were kind of like hit with when you first started, whether it was excuses from yourself, excuses from other people, or just like time obstacles, if you're a mom or work full time or things like that. I know a lot of people will come at you and just be like, oh, well, I've got this, and they're all obstacles and reasons why they can't. So what were some of those for you and how did you overcome those?
Well, to start, I am a mom. I have 3 kids, working full time. I was going to school full time as well. I needed more energy. My kids weren't getting enough of me. I have watched Summer. She is my lead, and she was doing it for over a year. And I'm like, it has to work for me. Everybody else that's doing it, it works for them. Why am I any different? So I'm like, I need to take the chance. I got to give it a try. And day one, I felt a difference. I'm like, okay, this works. My fiance could see a huge difference in me, just my mood, my mental state. I wasn't flipping out, being stressed out constantly, which is a huge thing when you're raising kids. They don't need a mom stressed out every single day. I was accomplishing more every single day. People seeing the difference in me sharing my story, being real, it helped so much for people to notice that and want to try it as well. Mostly family at first. They're the ones that were closest, so they could see the difference and they wanted to try it. And then after a while, people were like me, watching me thrive, and said, okay, I want to give it a shot. And that's been the biggest thing. Excuses don't always work. I had excuses and it still worked for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think, we can always come up with our own excuses, oh, I don't have enough time. Oh, so and so, these people aren't going to, trust me, or it's going to take me for, we can come up with every reason in the book not to succeed. And I think that, that the adage of, doubt kills more dreams, than failure ever could is so true. What were some of the obstacles, if any, or excuses that you were kind of hit with from other people that you overcame and still utilize? I mean, obviously you still reached your first promotion, so those obstacles, you didn't let them stop you from growing. What are some of those ways that you kind of overcame them?
Well, money is always the biggest issue people present. I don't want to pay $100 for something that might not work. I'm like, well, I can help. I have credits. I can give you some to help you get the deal that you need so we can make it work. And as far as time, it doesn't take the time. It's a morning routine. Everybody wakes up and wants something to drink after sleeping all night long. It's the same thing. You brush your teeth. That takes just as long as taking some capsules and putting on a patch.
Yeah, no, I love that, because you're right. I think a lot of times also, oh, I don't have the time. I don't have the time to do this. I think if busy people who are going to school, working moms, dads, if they can find a few minutes in their morning to do this routine, it's super simple. I think the simplicity, not only in the products, but also the business, helps a lot. I tell people all the time, this business is incredibly simple. For some people, no, it may not be easy. That's why I hate using the word easy, but it is most definitely simple, because you just simply use your products, love them, and share them. And like Lizzie and Victoria touched on, doing it consistently and making sure that people see, the difference in you, especially, right now when we're all trapped in our house. It's not like we can go interact with people who can physically see the difference. I think so, making sure that we're being present and showcasing, what it's doing. And especially if people aren't used to doing that online, it can be awkward. It can be weird, Victoria, did you kind of experience any of those things at all, when you started having to kind of broadcast your life on social media a little bit more than maybe, normal people do? Did you feel weird at all starting to do that?
Yes, for sure, because I'm a super shy person. So like I don't really, get out and so once I just started sharing, I think that's what everybody was like, because I have people that message me that I've never even talked to before, but they're on my Facebook and they're like, okay, what are you doing? Like what's going on with you and how do I get it and what do I need to do? So, that it definitely brings me out of my comfort zone, but all I do is share what I love and they come to me.
Yeah. Lizzie, I know that you're used to kind of being online and kind of being yourself, loud and proud, so Victoria kind of comes from the side of, being a little bit more shy and reserved and still utilizing, the online space to do her thing. But, what do you use? I know not everybody's like, Facebook is kind of, that's for old people, or whatever the case may be. So kind of talk about some of the platforms you've used to really kind of grow your business and let people see who you are.
Well, I try to interact with different people. When you interact with different people, more people that they see your lifestyle. I'm a pipeline wife, and so I interact a lot with pipeline wives on Facebook, and I add them, and we can just relate to each other's lives so much, being stuck in a camper all the time, going crazy with the kids. Just I just really just try to get myself out there and just talk to all kinds of people, just
Yeah.
make new friends.
Yeah. And, and you're still able to be yourself. It's not something that,
Yeah.
the company doesn't necessarily pass down scripts that we have to utilize, to do whatever. Everything that you see from the person who, is a thriver on your feed, it's their words, it's their experience, it's their personality, it's who they are. Amber, how do you feel like you're able to kind of express yourself on social media in a way that's real, but also kind of conveys the message that you're trying to get people to understand about what Thrive does?
Well, my children are the biggest thing, being able to go off and do stuff. Obviously, not at the moment, but still get out there in the yard with them, still doing stuff around the house, still being able to have the energy and show it. Before, I was never big on social media. You would rarely see me even post a picture, let alone say anything. Now I'm watching more people, I'm seeing more things, and it's just helping me learn and grow and hopefully impact more lives.
Yeah. So I think for people who are on right now and maybe who are kind of thinking to themselves, I'm just not big on social media, or, I don't like, conveying a certain persona that's just not who I am. I don't like to sell, kind of want to reassure you, even through these ladies right here, that that's not at all what we do. It's very much, what you're posting and sharing right now, that doesn't have to change. All it's going to do is people are going to see the new you and how it's impacting your life. They're going to see that through what you're already posting. And a lot of times when you're impacted so deeply, it's hard to not kind of attribute some of that to the Thrive experience. You're going to do the same things. Amber was talking about going outside and playing with the kids, when you're doing chalk with your kids in the driveway or going for a hike or doing whatever. People will see, your DFT in that picture. They're going to see a different glow about you. They're going to see maybe there's more hiking posts than there used to be. Wow, you definitely seem to be more active during this quarantine. You're not threatening to end the lives of your children. Like, you're actually enjoying them. What's wrong with you? And you're getting an opportunity to kind of, share that experience. And I think that's another powerful thing, or another also powerful fear that people have that prevent them from really maximizing on this is the fear of sharing on the social space because of what others will think. So I guess, Victoria, did you experience any kind of, I don't say backlash, but what did you overcome when people kind of combated you with what you were sharing? Because obviously we know social media it's a great tool, but it's also some place where we can find a lot of keyboard warriors who love to share their opinion on stuff. And I think that's a real fear for people, is that either fear of rejection or fear of judgment. Did you ever experience that? And if so, how did you overcome it?
At first, that was my biggest setback of becoming a promoter. I was worried about what everybody else was going to say, or if I was going to get on their nerves, but I'm not hounding somebody to buy this product. I'm just, sharing my story, and they love to see my little boy Waylon. They love to see people they wouldn't do. And so, like I said, I'm a shy person as it is, and before Thrive, I struggle, with a little bit of infertility. So all that I ever would post was like down, and I can't do this and I can't do that and I don't want to do this, and that's, nobody wants to see whining all the time. You know what I mean? So it's all. Being in a better headspace and enjoying my life for how it is and what it is now. Everybody just, they love to see that. So nobody ever gives me any backlash, or they enjoy what I post.
Awesome. Yeah, I think too, again, it's about being real. You're not always posting that life is sunshine and rainbows. We can definitely be real, and we can be like, oh my gosh, it's quarantine, like, and being relatable. And again, I think that's having to do with the fact that it's coming from our own words. But also, again, you're just kind of a different person. Like you said, your headspace is different. You're more positive and more affirming, and people are attracted to that, in their feeds, especially right now with a lot of negativity going on. And and things that are happening. I've even had people reach out to me, and even though they're like, they may not be Thrivers or have been, customers or samplers or even know that they were interested, still kind of reach out and say, I appreciate your positivity. I love seeing it on my feed. I love how uplifting you are. And I know that a lot of us get feedback about that. And I think, even something like that is visible to people who maybe aren't in your circle is a powerful thing. And I think it also just speaks kind of volumes about, just how that Thrive experience, what it does for us, just kind of emulates every area of our life. So we're going to kind of also move along to Kathy has a question. So I don't know if you guys utilize Instagram. That's usually where hashtags come more into play. Kathy says, are there any hashtags you would recommend when posting on social media? So Kathy, one of the really great things that you don't necessarily have to worry about is if Facebook is your primary platform, is Facebook doesn't necessarily run on hashtags, because those are just mainly like searchable keywords. So I would only recommend utilizing those if you're really trying to streamline your audience using Instagram, just because those are searchable keywords. And I wouldn't necessarily say that there are specific ones to use, because everybody has what they're interested in. Everybody is their own brand, essentially. And that's what I love about this company is your brand is not Thrive. Your brand is not Lavelle. Your brand is who you are. And Thrive and Lavelle are a part of that. And so you kind of have to figure out, what's my niche? What is my brand? What are things that I stand for? Do I love my dogs, my kids, makeup, beauty, health, nature, whatever? We're all made up of different things and interests. And that's kind of what you want to hone in on, and utilizing, hashtags for, so people kind of know what you're all about and they can kind of find your profile. So I hope you found that helpful, Kathy. I'm not sure if anyone, I'm going to give it a minute if anyone has any questions in the stream that they want to ask. But I also want to thank you guys. I want to thank Victoria, Lizzie, and Amber for getting on, talking about this. The sky is the limit for you guys. And I feel like, I'm going to be, the next time we do this, I'll be interviewing you on the 12K one. I'm sure you guys are just kind of going to take right off. So we'll take this one last question before we hop off. Marcy said, what is one of the first posts that helped you to get started? And how did you build your friends to share with it? Lizzie, do you want to kind of take this one? What was one of the first posts that helped you get started?
So I think my first post was whenever I got my package in the mail, and I just posted a picture of everything inside the box. And I did do Thrive like before for a little bit. I just did it. And so when I got my first package to actually, do it and promote it, I posted it about how much I've missed it. I loved the way it made me feel the first time. And, I was just so excited to get started the next day. And a lot of people, they were like, what is it? What's it do for you? And so that was my first post.
Amber, what about you? Do you kind of remember that first post that you did, or maybe one of the first posts that you really remember garnering a lot of attention from your friends and family?
Basically, I just shared my story. I was struggling with no energy, how I felt before starting Thrive, what made me start Thrive. So I had the 3 kids, school, and working full time. I needed energy. I found it. Day 1, I had results with feeling better, and it only got better each day. That was my story summed up, and you just have to share your experience. Everybody is different. Some people take a few more days to feel it. Some people have different things going on that they need Thrive for other reasons.
Yeah, I think that's powerful to note. Victoria, what about you? What do you feel like? Do you remember what was one of the very first posts that kind of really got people's attention and talking and asking you, hey, what is this stuff that you're using? Or, I'm interested. Or what was the first one that you remember really connecting with your audience? I don't know if her internet's cooperating. Maybe not. That's okay. I know she's outside. Louisiana just kind of got hit with a tornado, so I know weather is not the best. So I know for me, the first post for me that really got a lot of attention was I went live. I went live on Facebook, and it was actually my very first Facebook Live ever. I had never done one before, and I didn't even give it any thought, which I probably should have, but I was just so excited that I felt amazing my very first day. I just pressed the live button and it was a hot mess. But I think that my audience appreciated that because it was real and raw, and it wasn't scripted, and it was my genuine reaction to how I was feeling. And I think that you can sense a common theme, which was a lot of people just posted what it was doing for them. They just shared their experience. And I feel like when you can do that in a way that's real and that people can connect with, because you're almost kind of telling their story as well. I know a lot of us probably started because we saw ourselves and we saw our story and our struggles in other people's experiences. When they were sharing, we kind of connected with them, and we were like, wow, I feel that way too. I feel tired. I feel really short on patience with my kids and my spouse and work. My sleep is like crap. I could totally use, something to get me off of coffee and energy drinks and, whatever else the case may be. And so the most powerful thing you can do if you start this journey, or if you've already started, is sharing your experience and never feeling like your story or your experience is any better or worse than another person. It's still going to add value to people's lives. They're still going to connect with it. It's going to speak to somebody. And that goes back to the original point everyone was making, was being consistent, and not allowing that fear of what people are going to think keep you from sharing your story and your experience with people. So with that, I'll kind of let everybody go. Thank you guys so much for being brave enough to kind of hop on, for hundreds of people to watch and hear. But the comments that are kind of coming in, a lot of people are getting value from this. I know it's going to help some people along in their journey, and even kind of give newer people who are on the fence the confidence to start, because I think it's really powerful to see, hey, they're just like me. There's nothing special, about anyone that's going to hop on, these streams that you're going to see today. None of them have any unique skills or degrees that make them any better or more qualified to do this. It literally just is having a powerful experience, sharing it, and then seeing what this opportunity can do for you and sticking with it. So thank you guys so much for hopping on. Thank you everybody who's watching. The next broadcast will be at 12 noon Central Time. We're going to be talking with our 12K people. So we're going to start talking about the auto bonuses and the giveaways. So we will see you there. Thank you.